It's okay. Off your mic. It's okay. Off your mic.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk.
Good afternoon to you, good morning to you, good evening to you from wherever you're watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀, àmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun ti dé o.
Thank you so much for joining me. You can share the broadcast. Invite your friends and invite those who are not really your friendly friends, okay? Tell them that Maiyegun today. So I am, the rider for this conversation tonight is going to be the another alarm raised by the boastful Northern Elders Forum. Or Northern Elders, whatever. Buhari has put us in the northern, he has put us, the northern Nigerians, in serious trouble. I'm going to tell you what I think the real trouble is. It is not because of all this political grandstanding and the rest of that we are reading about now. No, I want to go deeper so that you can understand very well how, should I say, how posterity used Buhari and his agenda to bring the rest of us to the reality that Nigeria is not for us. I am going to also kind of go deeper, like I said, in explaining to you, my friends, the falsehood, the myth about the northern hegemony, which is not true. When they talk about one North, one Nigeria, they are both falsehood. Today, many of you know this, but it will be good if I can help you and help myself, help ourselves to connect the dots so that when you listen to people who continue to tell us that, listen, Nigeria is programmed to fail. It's an experiment, a commercial experiment, not meant to last this long. So when people like us then start saying this, you will understand from what background are you saying this from, Maiyegun. That is why pay attention, share the broadcast, invite everyone you think should be here. Tell them, Maiyegun today. What about the population fraud? Many of us have been talking about it. Some of you know about it, but you can't really, in any way, prove it that it is fraud. I'm going to help you with some very, very useful information. Some of them that will shed light into the fraud called population of northern Nigeria. The one that they succeeded in burying and establishing in a system called Nigeria, whereby every now and then, for everything that happens, the fraudulent figure, unrealistic figure, continue to be the bane. And yes, tell them, Maiyegun Mawi. Now, thank you very much. I think we should kick off now. So if you are just joining me, this is Maiyegun Live. And yes, the first thing you should do is to try and share the broadcast. The moment you settled in, it just goes on and on and on and on, and it never stops. You may not want to do anything else. So let's take a minute to do that. If you haven't really subscribed on Maiyegun's Diary Politico, if you haven't liked that video, do that just in a minute, and we can kick off as planned. Do you get that? Thank you. Now let's get started. Ladies and gentlemen, Nigeria is in soup. I don't know how they have managed to brainwash and hide a lot from so many people. Because if they should know, if they should know for real, I don't think Buhari and the APC, I don't think they would in any way display this magnitude of nonchalancy and I don't careism. They don't care because people don't know. But very soon, more will know. And as big as they think Nigeria is, as powerful as they think they are, Nigeria will be too small to accommodate them. The power will be too scarce to save them. And this is why some truth are beginning to come out. Buhari and the APC, in 6 years, they wrecked Nigeria. While Buhari was doing that, the other components in northern Nigeria who claimed that they were born to ruin were doing exactly what they were born to do, to ruin, to destroy, to kill. I'm talking about those who continue to propagate an agenda that is of no benefit to anyone, even not to themselves. I'm talking about an ethnic-laced agenda. You have a country, take it this way. You have a country that is populated by over 250 nationalities of different cultural background and the rest. And then in 6 years, the reason why you are reading about break up Nigeria, divide Nigeria, do this tomorrow, do that tomorrow, the restlessness and the rest of that, especially from southern Nigeria, it's simply because a man came in, a Fulani man. Fulani is one out of 250 nationalities in Nigeria that cut across all the regions. Then one tribe decided to take over the existence of the rest of other nationalities in that country by taking over their ancestral land in the name of national peace, to stop invading aliens, invading terrorists who have killed in the last 12 years alone. They said they have killed over 300,000 children. Yeah, you heard me right. Over 300,000 children killed by these invading aliens. There is no jail for them, just rehabilitation centers for them. There is no court appearances for them, just some compensation and more money for them. In 6 years, they continue to push that, and they continue to push that to this day. So I dug deep, and I found something that I think I should tell you. People believe that they cannot do anything except the northern Nigeria agree to it. Are you listening? So many believe that nothing can be done, nothing can change, except it has the blessing of northern Nigeria. Even when they want to write your law, there are some unwritten code that requires them never to touch some certain laws, as they are engraved repeatedly in every book they give legitimacy to court constitution since that 1966. You can't talk about this. You can't touch that. You can't do this. But you can legislate on that. If you touch this, it is going to offend the North. And they continue to throw the ball, the North, the North, the North. There is no homogeneous North. There is no one North who will break that down this evening. So since you believe that you can't do anything, ask yourselves, how did you arrive at an arrangement that gave you no choice because you have no majority, because they told you that people living in northern Nigeria, especially those of them that shared borders with, Chad, Niger, Mali, and all these places, they have more population than those of you who are living in the southern Nigeria, the rainforest, the savannah. That logic did not come today, and I will tell you how they came by that. Because number one, there is scientific proof. There is satellite images that show that, in fact, if you put together some of these states I'm going to tell you now, if you put all of their populations together, all their population together, they are not even up to 20 million. But yet, that is the place many of you believe that they have tens of millions more than habitable areas. And I will break that down. Buhari Baba, Baba Aladiye, Baba Onikpepeye, that's the name of Buhari's father, Baba Onikpepeye, from Niger Republic, who crossed over, because Niger, where is that my map? This is how it's going to make sense to you. Let's start from, how did they arrive at, except the North agree on something, nobody can do anything in Nigeria? They started with falsifying the population figure that the British helped them with, okay? That they are more when it's not true. Meanwhile, those who succeeded after that independence ensure that whenever they call for census, counting people, they ensure that, like their elections, they always write the figures, because only them understood the advantage of numbers. Others are being conservative or whatever about it from the South. So what happened? Let me give you a few examples here. Look at this map, right? This is the map of Nigeria, okay? We want to talk about population here now, okay? Now, and at the same time, to demystify that northern hegemony they talk about, right? Now, this is the map of Nigeria. You see that area, well, let's break it into 6. Okay. We have the northeast, northwest, north central from northern Nigeria. Then we have southeast, southwest, and south-south as they programmed it in southern Nigeria. Now, if you look at the colors of those regions on your screen, you can tell that they are different, right? Now, you see those who are in that kind of a browny orangey color, right? Those are the people from the, what do you call it? One sec. Yeah, those are the people from the expected north east. Rather, not, I think that's the northwest, rather, the orange side. So you see those states, if you count them, they are like Kebbi, yeah, Sokoto, Zamfara. I mean, where's that? Katsina. Then you have Jigawa, you have Kano, then you have Kaduna that is so close to the central. Okay, so and if you look at that Kaduna where where Nigeria is written, yeah, you can see that the is only a tiny part of Kaduna that is actually the north, right? So the other bigger part there is the Christian south of southern Kaduna, where they have done so much, wreaked so much havoc, trying to take over their land, including El Rufai appointing an emirate in that southern Kaduna. Now, you see this orange part, yeah? That's the part that is so close to Niger and all these places where they are coming from, right? Especially Niger. Now, if you look at the landmass of Nigeria, the total square kilometers of Nigeria is about 930-something thousand, right? If you check that of Niger Republic, it is about 1.2 or 1.3 square kilometers, bigger than the entire Nigeria. The whole Niger Republic is bigger than the entire Nigeria. Now, the entire population of Niger Republic is put at somewhere around 13 million or thereabouts. Yeah? Now, when you put Nigeria inside Niger Republic, you are still going to get another small country called Benin Republic out of there. But in northern Nigeria, where it's so close to the desert, right? They believe that they have more population that can at least multiply Niger Republic population by almost about 10. Somebody saying a yellow, no worry, I know to get good eyes. Because I think say yellow, they bottom. I they see yellow for bottom, but you know what? You shall know what I'm talking about. On your left. Do you get that? Now, this is a myth. They've told you. Here is another thing I want you to know. Coming back to Nigeria, okay? When you talk about mortality, mother-child mortality rates, when women who died during a childbirth, right? Because of lack of proper health care and the rest of that, yeah? When you look at the figure, the most you will find that more than 70% of that where pregnant women having access to real medical care, surviving childbirth, right? In northern Nigeria, it has gotten to an alarming rate that so many NGOs are trying to save these pregnant women there. But they do say, by the way, that the Malam can marry up to 4 or 5 wives, can have up to 40 children, 30 children. That is not true. And here is why. Yes, a Malam may tell you that he is married to 5 wives or 10 wives, right? That doesn't mean that they all gave birth to 30 children. Doesn't mean that the entire 30 children are existing. Take that from me. And if I say they are not existing, I'm not saying that probably the whole 30 died. Because economic survivor, something that will survive the population of the type of population they continue to churn out for you in Nigeria, that this is us. Where Kano is 40 million. This is 30 million. All these figures, when you now place them beside the economic outputs from these places, you have the number. You must be feeding them something. You must be giving them something that is so much so much, yeah, that the hunger that they are telling us about in northern Nigeria doesn't even exist. I don't know if this is making any sense to any of you. We are comparing now, right? They have the numbers, they said, right? But when you check the satellite image over northern Nigeria, what you will see is desert of land and, scanty hamlets, huts that are of, that are of a stretch distance from one another, not occupied. Because economically, people will need, if you have 40 children, right? Initially back then, they said agriculture was northern Nigeria agriculture, right? But the same agriculture, like everywhere else in Nigeria today, insecurity has chased many. Now, you will find some of these people from everywhere in this northwest of Nigeria. You will find them in Lagos. You will find them there in Ogun. You will find them everywhere in southern Nigeria. And we know, just like, there's a time in a year that once they all decide to go back, the reason why they leave is simply because, there is no real economic activity right there in those places. And if you then say, but they still give birth to a lot of children, how do you house a lot of millions of people, right, as they claim, as some of you don't probe, and yet they have less houses? Well, maybe that didn't push much for you, right? That's why people are now saying that if you have population of these millions, then you should be able to turn them to a fortune. Let's compare again. They said in their 2006 census, they said Kano population was around 9.2 million or about 9.5 million. The population of people in Kano. And they said the population of people in Lagos, they were 9.1 million. Lagos state government disagreed. And they said they were going to do their own counting. They did, and they said they had 22 million people living in Lagos state. Now let's put it this way. Let's say Kano have 10 million people, right? And Kano is bigger, far bigger than Lagos. Lagos also have 10 million people. How would you know that indeed Kano has 10 million people and Lagos has 10 million people? It is the economic output, the level of, these are the criteria. They start from the mortality rate. Then you go to, children in school, out of school children. Then you go on to this VAT they are talking about, which means job opportunities that probably will make people to work and pay taxes. Turn out in the exact taxes that people are paying overall, including possibly the investment in that place. Population figure is a big thing for those who are working with statistics, especially businessmen, right? But when they now put the two together, Lagos State is able to generate over 48 billion, a month. Kano is able to generate 22 billion a month. Okay? Now, let's take Kano out of the picture here now and look for another place where you also have this population surge, and that is Borno. They came back in 2006 and they said Borno population was about 7 to 8 million. I don't know what they will claim to be now. Now, if you now put that beside let me put them beside Ibadan or your state. Or your state, they have the population of about 5-6 million, right? Now, 5-6 million, put it beside about 7-8 million they gave to Borno, that desert. Borno, with the population, is able to at least raise somewhere around 1 billion in their own tax from the population of 7 million. while Oyo State, with the population of about 6 million, was able to use that population, turn that population into tax-paying and money-spending population, where government was able to gain some more. And while Oyo State is bragging of raising over 8 billion, 7 billion every month, Borno is battling with 1 billion. That is if they ever get to that at all. So people now said, if you have the figure that can elect people and gain power, how about you use that same figure to really sustain yourselves without having to rely on others who also are battling with the same thing that Nigeria has become to everyone, yeah? Gombe now came out. Gombe said, if other people stop sharing their money with us, we will not be able to pay our workers' salary. That's the picture of that Nigeria. We won't pay. They are existing right now with governors, with commissioners, with all of them holding power, giving opinions. Who is going to be the next president and where is he going to come from and why and all of that nonsense. But they don't really have any money to exist as an authority, as a state. Now, let's go back to that map. If you now take this upper part, that upper part here, yeah? If you take it, you will say we have the size of the core north on one part. Then you go on to the northwest, that gray line on the right, far right. That is where you are going to see Yobe. That's where you're going to see Borno. That's where you're going to see Adamawa. Now, you see that Borno also share border with Chad at the upper part. Yeah? Now, Chad is bigger than the entire Nigeria. Okay? But according to the inflated population of northern Nigeria, northern Nigeria is more populated than the entire Chad. Okay? Now, you have Yobe, Borno, and Adamawa. Adamawa that share border with Cameroon. That was why they said Atiku is not from Nigeria, it's from Cameroon. Now, if you look at these three states, we can say Borno is 50-50, 50% Christian, 50% Muslim. That is why the Boko Haram terrorism really gained ground in Borno. That's why they wanted to get rid of anything Christianity in that place. No joke, Boko Haram. So that's why Borno is the capital of terrorism of Boko Haram as we speak. Yeah. However, the population of Christians in Borno have been depleted, just like the same population of Christians in southern Kaduna have been so depleted. Now, if these people have, including in Adamawa, now in Adamawa, is also a population of about 45%, 55% Christian Muslim as well. Now, if Nigeria was not carved, this whole thing, states and all of that were not carved, right, by the same terrorists who think they hold power. So, if Nigeria is now going to break up, do you know where it's going to start breaking up from? Look at that line on the top of Kaduna. That is, the small part there is northern Kaduna, where El-Rufai and co came from. Where they are trying to take over is that other place where Kaduna is written in that map, yeah? Now, if Nigeria is going to break up, that is where it's going to start breaking up from. You see, the people in Bauchi, the same thing will happen. They will take the line from Bauchi. Plateau State, when you talk about middle belt, you see that Plateau State, yeah? When you see Taraba, when you see Nasarawa there, when you see Benue, and then you see Kogi, Kwara, and then you see, Kwara. You see that line, including Abuja, because Abuja is not owned by Fulani. Abuja is owned by the Gbagi people. Gbagi people, the real owners of Abuja, they have been battling, right? Even though the, what do you call it? This Alimajiri from the desert in Niger, that are now holding power in Nigeria, they continue to tell everyone that, can you imagine? Can you imagine? And Igbo people are asking for to be made the minister of Abuja. What kind of audacity is that? How dare them come to Abuja to say they want to be minister of Abuja? Fulani no be owner of Abuja. Are you with me? Abuja falls into North Central. And that North Central geopolitical zone is where we all called Middle Belt. And there is a group there called Middle Belt Alliance right now, who are now in talk with the rest of southern Nigeria. Now, look at this. So, if you look at Kogi, are you going to say Kogi is northern Nigeria? If you look at Kwara, are you going to say Kwara is northern Nigeria? If you look at Benue, are you going to say Benue is northern Nigeria? Look at Nasarawa beside Abuja. Are you going to say Nasarawa is northern Nigeria? When southern Kaduna is not even northern Nigeria. If you look at Bauchi, and then you come down to Gombe, you go to the side of Taraba, the people of Taraba, part of them are going to cut to the south. Then you look at Plateau. Then when you begin to trace that map to that side, are you still believing that they are bigger than the southern Nigeria? There are other figures I'm going to try with you. Now, let's come south. You see where that is green? That is Yoruba land. Ilẹ̀ ọmọlúwàbí, ilẹ̀ káàárọ̀ òjíire, àwa ọmọ ládéládé, ọmọ ọba, àwa ọmọ ọba Adégoróyè, Abimbolu, Abimbade, Abimbola, ọmọ Yoruba. That's our own area in green there. Now, look at that. You know it's called Southwest. Or you can call it West. What is that called? Yeah, Southwest region. That's what it's called. Okay. So Southwest region. Then when you come to your right, you will see where is shaded yellow, right? The reason why that place is shaded yellow is simply because in Nigerian book, the area is called Niger Delta. Edo, Delta, Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, Cross River. Yeah? They now put the Igbo mainland in the middle. They painted it red. I didn't know. Okunano Stone Mill. Right? Now, when you cut Nigeria from under Niger, and you cut it through FCT, Abuja, and you cut it through partly Nasarawa, and then you go on there to Plateau, up there, and you come to the right again, gradually, in the middle of Taraba, cut them into two. Then turn your hand up again to Adamawa, cut them into two. Then begin to come through that line, again, and then trace it down to your right, down to the left, and when you cover it up, that is the southern Nigeria. That if people can reason very well, that is the part that is funding the fraudulent desert that these criminals couldn't turn to Dubai in how many years? They couldn't turn into Dubai. Dubai was a desert, a pure desert, in 1991. Today, they steal your money to go and buy properties in Dubai. Buratai the butcher, the criminal, the snake merchant, your new Benin Republic ambassador. He was able to loot enough money from the terrorism industry in Nigeria that he could afford to buy 2 big properties, including a mall for his 2 wives in Dubai. The people that looted Nigeria for over 60 years because they were born to ruin, they claim population. That population fraud is coming to an end gradually. Let me tell you something. You see that upper part I showed you earlier? No joke. It is actually Hausa-dominated region. But they sold them the bobo. They were calling them Hausa Fulani, so that they can feel like they are one. Very soon, that myth is also going to be demystified. So let's now go back to those who said Buhari has put them in northern Nigeria. He's put them in serious trouble. I'll tell you what they mean. Buhari has managed. Somebody said, Maiyegun, please, you should be calling him Buhari because of those who don't understand that it's Buhari. Just say you don't know that it's Buhari. Buhari is Buhari. Buhari is Buhari. Do you get that now? So, the reason why they said it's put them in trouble is this. You and I now are beginning to say, this is absolute nonsense. Nobody should continue with this kind of arrangement anyway. How did we even agree? How did we keep quiet so long that they could ride this roughshod on us so badly that they became so engrossed in it and confident in it as well? We are beginning to question it. Those who claim to be political leaders from the southern Nigeria, they are also feeling the heat, but they are relying more on the protection of the murderous criminals in power in Nigeria today, the northern Nigeria, as they claim. But there's no homogeneous enough. Just some handful criminals who were able to manipulate their way to power, and they then took it, and then they were brandishing this flag of ethnic supremacy, blah, 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 big men. The reason why they know it's put them in more trouble is this. Nobody is going to settle for less anymore. And in fact, Buhari has managed to set the northern Nigeria up to the point that they think they are, every time they speak now, every time they blab their mouth and say any jargons in the papers or in the media, anytime they say nonsense, any of them, they think they just have to say something, right? But you should know that that is them speaking out their fear. What is that fear? What if somebody from the southern Nigeria takes over power and it breaks up Nigeria? How we go take fight time? That fear was not there until Buhari came in. And they know that it is like tick-tock, 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 tick-tock. The time is ticking, talking, because very soon everything is going to come to an end. What is going to be their own end is what they are not certain of. And that fear is what they speak out. Every time you listen to them and they threaten us and say, well, if you don't believe this, if you don't do that, it's a game of number. That game of number, as some people are already saying, listen, they will use that number to elect the northern president if they do that in their 2023. We are getting there.
We will lead Nigeria the way we have led Nigeria before. Whether we are president or vice president or whatever, we will lead Nigeria. Not because we are better than anybody else, but because if you are doing a democratic game, the votes say vote who you want. We have the majority of the votes. Why do we need to accept a second-class position when we can fight for and get a first-class position? Why? Why does anybody need to threaten us and cajole us and intimidate us? If you don't bring the presidency here, you will see. Okay, let's see. We are willing to see. But when we get that power, in the name of God, be humble, because power comes from God. If they tell you the North must play second fiddle, say no. But in what game? Please, sir, what are the rules of this game? If the rules of the game say you should vote for the candidate of your choice, vote for the candidate of your choice. If they don't like the fact that it may be a northerner who will emerge as president, too bad. If we want to support a southerner, we will support a southerner because that will be in our own interest rather than in somebody's interest. And we can decide for ourselves. We don't need anybody to tell us what to do.
Oh, yeah, that's the voice. So, just same way, we have also told them that heaven will not fall when Nigeria break up. Lagos State Governor signed this. But before I even share that with you, right? In fact, let's go with that. Yes. Sanwo-Olu signed the anti-open grazing bill into law. Let it be on record too. Then El-Rufai, the El-Rufai, the Kaduna little finger, came out. The same man that paid terrorists the moment he became the governor of Kaduna. And like I showed it to you on the map. You can tell where he comes from as we speak when it comes to that Kaduna, and why the killings in southern Kaduna is never going to end until they have no any other control over that part. Again, I'm talking about breaking up. The people of southern Kaduna should better begin to liaise with their people from the Middle Belt. Join the alliance. Join the Southern Alliance. It is coming home. It is coming home. Do not be left behind. I want to say that. El-Rufai came out and he said, Southern governors are just funny people. He said they are making laws that they know that they can never, ever implement. Just as expected, right? Said, nobody can ban the movement of cows just like that. And this is a man that today they have banned not just the movement of cows. You cannot transport your cows in any truck. You cannot sell cows in the open markets in Kaduna. That started for about 4 weeks or 3 weeks ago. They said the South are just making mouth. Guess what? He knows what he's talking about. It means the South must show more balls. Therefore, Akeredolu responded. Akeredolu said, people should pay attention to the El-Rufai. The El-Rufai and other governors like him, they may actually be planning to send terrorists, bandits down to the South, other region. As the Akeredolu, the thing just they scratch you. You are still going to say it out. People have told us El-Rufai is that governor, sitting governor, that is the leader of Boko Haram terrorists in Nigeria. And those who said that, they have killed about 2 of them. The only one that we don't think they should kill, and we hope they won't kill him, is retired Commodore Kunle Olawumi, the one that recently, rejigged our senses to what we already knew. Akeredolu said, oh, this, Baba, they are not just going to send. They have already sent. Dangote truck has brought many of them down south for over a year now. You better come out clean. He said they are planning to attack Ondo. I say, Baba, you better come out straight. Say it as it is. El-Rufai, Kaduna little finger for you.
By saying the issue of value-added tax for us, that looking at the Constitution, clear in its provision, falls within state, construction tax is within state purview, and that in that wise, whatever some of us will suffer, on those state will suffer, we are not going to be earning what we have now, but we are talking about principle. The principle of it is what we live by. Southern Governors Forum has taken a decision, and I believe that all of us will stand by it in all honesty. But you got to an area. This is where issue of federalism that we have been shouting about comes in. You are talking about we have gas. Gas, can we operate the gas on our own? We cannot. We are oil producing. Is it not the amount of oil they say they get from us and they give us money on? Are we even able to determine the amount of oil that comes from our wells? We cannot. If we have bitumen, yes, we do. Now, if federal government does not give license, you cannot exploit. So what is going to happen? So if we are left to all this on our own, to look at and invite investors, we might make more money. But everybody we have to go to Abuja to get license. We have to go to Abuja to gas. We have to go to Abuja to do this, and the licenses are not even forthcoming. So with such circumstance, that's where we are clamoring for federalism. Like, okay, if I have this, as you have said, which is clear that we have mineral deposits in Ondo State. If Ondo State is clearly in control of it, then things will be better. But for now, everything has to do with federal. So it's a big problem, and that's what we are saying. let us be in charge of whatever we have.
Yoruba governor. Did you hear him there begging? That's why we are, this issue of VAT. We know we are not going to be okay. We're going to suffer it, but everybody should go and build on whatever they have. Governor of a state in Yoruba land, leading over 6-7 million people, speaking for them, representing them in a project called Nigeria. But can you see how frustrated he looked? That's Nigeria. That is what they are patching. That's what they are packaging. That's what they are telling you will work. It won't. You have resources, you can't tap them. They are drilling oil in your backyard. It is whatever they say they sold is what they sold. Nobody knows how much oil they are actually selling. Nobody knows how much oil they are actually pumping. It is whatever they say, including the governor of a state where they get oil. On those states, they don't have good hospitals. They don't have good roads. They don't have good schools. They don't have electricity. They don't have security. They don't have real industry that could say, oh, this is on those industry. It is all pash sustained by the Bambi Allah system. So they've made up. Just like that. That's how it is for everybody. That's how it is for every state. And that's why they said if those things they found in the south, if they were supposed to be in the north, Nigeria would have, they would have broken up Nigeria a long time ago. Long time ago. How can I be a governor and I can't even touch the resources in my own states? States that I am supposed to be for example, I'm from Ogun State. In Ogun State, we have the largest deposit of liquid natural gas in the entire world. You won't believe it. Well, you should believe it. Go and Google it. Ogun State, Ogun Waterside. Now, these people where they do this geo sighting, geo map, geo whatever, from Canada, came down to Ogun State to say they found it here. And is in billions of liquid, what is it they call them? Cubic meters or whatever they use to measure them. No joke. That alone can power, what do you call it? A substation for your electricity in Ogun State alone. And Ogun State people will have for 24 hours electricity. And that same Ogun State, the highest exporter, grower of timber in the entire West Africa. But I can't touch it. It's a federal government property, even though it's in Ogun State. So somebody from Kebbi, they can give him the license and they will say, hey, Ogun State has joined oil producing state. And the owner of the license will come from Kebbi, will come from Sokoto, will come from somewhere. And they will say, you Ogun State people, this is how much money we make. This is how much oil we drill. How can that work? How do you think in this 21st century, where, the whole world is pretty much at so much fastest pace we've ever seen, I would say. Children, their future requires the best of the best education. They require access to the best of the best, medical facilities, educational facilities to train them as our own resources, which is our greatest resources, human resources. But yet, we can't touch them. They are there, digging gold in Osun, digging gold across Yoruba land. Nobody can talk. You don't even know how many of such are being dug every day. Because even the governor cannot say anything. And what kind of arrangement is that? So when they came to a decision that they were going to at least protect the little that is left of their region from the invading terrorists that are attacking their economic base, agriculture, a governor from northern Nigeria, where over 300,000 children have been killed in 12 years of terrorism in northern Nigeria alone, says that is not practicable. It's not going to happen. And you think that's going to work? Do you really think that's how you're going to actually have a united country? suffering and smiling and dying when they continue to make you statistics. 20 people killed. They are human beings. They are human beings, but they are statistics in Nigeria and Nigeria media. Identities, place of birth, type of death of those murdered are never their concern. 39 people killed. That's it. Statistics. Why do you think you should continue to belong to a country where they only see you as a number? I've given you some insights there, yeah? Let's go forward a bit. When this guy was addressing his friends in the National Assembly, listen to the message. Ignore the messenger because he is one of them. But listen to this for your own, yeah.
Mr. President has no respect for the National Assembly. We must hate, and that's the painful part. Our resolutions don't mean anything. Our bills that are passed are not assented to. The more you say it, the more annoying it is to the president. He will never change them. Therefore, Mr. President, please, I want us to have a cursory look at Section 1.3. Section 1.3 is not about removal of Mr. President. There are certain actions that the National Assembly can take. I am not saying the president must be removed. No, it will be premature. But let us take a resolution set by 1/3 of us, of members of the National Assembly, and sent to him. That again, we are not prodding him, we are compelling him. That, Mr. President, we want to inundate you with the insecurity in this country. In my position, I'm not asking for his impeachment. I'm asking that he be compelled.
Is Mr. President waiting for us to bring a formal motion to the floor of this House to say we pass a vote of no confidence? Is that what they are waiting for? We should sit down within ourselves and say it as it is and take appropriate actions. Mr. President, if you have any problem with that, allow the Senate to do it. We understand your position. You're in a difficult position. But let me tell you, Mr. President, God will ask you. Wallahi, this is not the end. The Constitution is clear. It did not limit.
The Constitution is clear. No wahala. Sorry, I feel a little bit wetty there. So, and I don't like it. I don't take off my jacket or suit, whatever. As much as they have failed back home and they are struggling to at least continue to put up appearances, the Yoruba nation agitators and the Biafrans are not giving them any breathing space. United Nations has been so busy for the past almost 2 weeks now. When, just over a week, I'll say. Our people have been resuming, showing up every day and staging the more or less like a sit-out to tell the world leaders meeting in New York, the genocidist, the murderous criminal called Buhari, who is currently in their midst and being prepped to address them and give some other, to give his own useless speech as they would expect. However, the attention of the world media are being called to the atrocities of those inside that place and why Nigeria should not be part of, why the Yoruba people should not be part of Nigeria anymore, why the Middle Belt should not be part of Nigeria anymore, why the Eastern Nigeria, the Biafrans should not be part of Nigeria anymore, especially the Middle Belt as well as the Ninas Alliance that brought about this. But guess what? The way is in Nigeria, in Abuja, those who are enjoying the free money, yeah, they decided to go to America and look for ATMs and so many other, some of the people they could pay to come and help them shout, they love Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. But look at that, the guy that organized it is a friend to the terrorist or terror-linked ISA pandemic. ISA pandemic. You see I'm there. That is an ally of ISA. The jihadist, Al-Qaeda apologist, communication minister of Nigeria. That's the guy that organized you know, that thing that they should come out and say they love Buhari. Even Garbage Shehu is also related to Garbage Shehu. When they got to America, they called him, paid him, go out, please help us get people. We have them in London, we have them in Washington, we have them everywhere, Maryland, that they do the job for us. Can you organize those who are going to say they love Nigeria from abroad, even if they don't speak English? At least nobody English Americans to speak. Don't worry. This happened right there outside the United Nations headquarters at the corner side.
You can't. She's a lady. You can't just talk to her anyhow. You can't just talk to her anyhow. Okay. You can't just talk to her anyhow. Okay. Don't touch him, but you can't talk to her. You can't talk to her anyhow. These people.
Now demo. You got to say he's a Yoruba man, but since he saw them as a Yoruba nation, you see him trying to speak the Yoruba like, "Kodu dafu ya etobie, kodu dafu ya etobie." Ofeke fi ID card wan, abo many to ambassador. I want weary. Tani yala ya. If you see him tomorrow, hold on tight.
Dangerous country. Terrorist country. Terrorist country. Terrorist country. Àwọn ẹbí wọn ni. Lóòfin Haúsá ló ń sọ fílẹ̀ kí jára wa.
One Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria.
If you want to travel to Nigeria now, your life is not safe. Your life is not safe. Because you cannot predict. He may be kidnapped, he may do anything for you. It's a bastard country now. It's a dangerous country.
If they think you got money, they kidnap.
Yeah. If you don't pay them the money, they may demand $10 million from you. If you don't pay it, and if you beat an opposition to the president party, you are going to be killed. Fuck you, man. This is rubbish.
Okay, now tell them. All of you, I know some of you are going to be watching me right now. Please, if you are there, if you are in any of those videos, just say hi. Make I give you kiss from here. Make I cuddle you. I'll give you, you know what I'm talking about. Now they give us ginger. Tell the world, don't give up. Like these guys, they say, okay, you know what? We're not going to use placard anymore. We'll go get a trailer with a display screen. Put them in front of the United Nations house. Yoruba nation. You go fearer. Yoruba nation now. However, let's go back to Nigeria again. Some news have been, popping up, and I think you should let's have a chat about it. We have been inundated with a lot of drama about free food Kayode, Femi Fani Kayode, and his defection and the rest of that. But again, suddenly, the people of Oyo State, the PDP in Oyo State, they can't go Seyi Sita like Omojomejo. Let's say Seyi Makinde is not giving them, it's not delivering. It's all noise, just making noise. Seyi Makinde, therefore, should forget 2023. Oh boy, no joke. They did a drama, but just the reason why I have to share that with you is this. They said he is not sharing money. He's cutting them out, and people are hungry. He's deceiving them that he's building this, he's building that. Is that what they are going to eat? But let me tell you this, just for the sake of this conversation, okay? Before the advent of the people of these underworld people, these terrorists in Ibarapa, and what they did to Oloye Sunday Igboho, before that, I was monitoring Seyi Makinde's government. And to some extent, I quite kind of see the policy formulation and steps of his government. I was like, if he could do that, there would be so many differences, some changes, that even the entire state will fail. And here is the deal. He said education is free in Oyo State, from primary school to secondary school. It's not just free. They also give them free educational materials like books, writing materials, and the rest of that. Apart from the continued improvement in their schools and all of that, I don't know much about that yet, right? But when it comes to that policy, external examination in Oyo State is free. WAEC, NECO, and stuff like that. And when you talk about education in Oyo State, and how when you talk about free education in Oyo State, for public school, everything is free to some extent, I'll say. But to private schools, the free books that Oyo State government is giving to students in Oyo State, that same free books is available, always available for all the private schools too. Not just, I'm talking about education there. You all know the logjam, the mess that Ladoke Akintola University became. The tug of war between Oyo and Osun for years. Even when Oyo State Governor then, Ajirebi, and then the Osun State Governor then, Aregbe, even though they were both from the same political party, they couldn't figure it out. Meanwhile, when Seyi came, he said Oyo will take over Ladoke Akintola University. And they will continue to run it and the rest. And they will pay any outstanding, any outstanding salary, hold them between the two states. Because back then, if Oyo is paying, Osun will not pay. Then Oyo will stop paying. The teacher salaries will not be paid. The people who come from Oyo State, I'm saying this to you. Why in the beginning, I was interested in what Seyi Makinde was going to do before this Ibarapa madness came. So he got Ladoke Akintola University. And since then, I've never heard about any crisis there again. Right? Then he grabbed the pensioners. See, I'm from Ogun State. There is a news today with pictures and videos of of pensioners, old people, aged people from Ogun State. And they went to the governor's office to go and protest that their pensions have not been paid. Some have not been paid for months, some for years. Old people. Then that just took my mind to Seyi Makinde when I saw the PDP Oyo, and they were doing their usual gathering, like, who don't want Seyi Makinde to come back again? I'm going to show you that video. Seyi Makinde cleared all of their pension arrears and the rest. And since then, as we have been told, he has been paying them as at when due. Why won't he pay them? Seyi Makinde has been paying their salary as usual. I don't know if anybody says he owes them any money in Oyo State as we speak. I don't know that yet. But I know that he's been commended for paying the salaries of his workers regularly, even before, like a week before the end of the month. And I said, why not? He's managed to improve the IGR of Oyo State after he shut down the garages where the touts were making free money, right? And for peace, politicians continue to ignore them. Sheyi didn't. He decided to inculcate them into the system and make them accountable while the state make more money. And that showed up in the recently released figure of VAT generated from Oyo State. Oyo was never near anything between 1 to 20 before. But they are now celebrating that Oyo State is one of the viable states today. 8 months, they raised over 67 billion naira on VAT alone. Sheyi has managed to improve the IGR of the state as well, from a paltry 800 million to 1.2 billion before, to somewhere around there, 6-7 billion, we were told. And all of this can be seen as some policies put in place. So when this wahala of Ibarapa came, I was really, really upset, because I remember when the same Sheyi Makinde took his team, young, brilliant team in the agriculture ministry, and he took them on a tour, not to Europe, not to America, not to any other places than Benin Republic, the same place that Oyo State share borders with. They went there to go and understudy the privately owned farms in Benin Republic that are really, really doing well. So when they return back to the Oyo farm settlement, where Sheyi Makinde apportioned so many lands there to begin the agricultural revolution in Oyo State that will eventually possibly help the Southwest Nigeria. That was so impressive. It wasn't just that. They also ensured that a child in secondary school in Oyo State, is entitled to a land where he can practicalize and cultivate land, grow food, grow something, learn the crop production for real, like we used to do in the olden days, but much advanced now. These impressive policies make somebody like me feel like, well, maybe there is actually a sort of gray line in our dark cloud. People that possibly, if they have the idea, the importance of us being on our own, and they eventually have to support such movement and give protection to that. I remember I did a video then when I said Sheyi Makinde should do everything and be the Omo Yoruba that he is, and please protect all the Yoruba Nation agitators, Yoruba Nation campaigners from the hawk called Nigeria. I remember making a video because of his track record then. And the result is there. I'm not saying it's perfect. But guess what? As some people are celebrating, as some are now grouping that they want him, they don't want him again. Watch this. And if you ask me, what is their grievances, or what are their grievances? The usual. The guy had no share money. The guy, twist, you know what I mean? So I'm not going to say further, so that I don't sound like I want to defend him, right? But trust me, the reason why they don't want him anymore has nothing to do with all I listed earlier. They said they are just fabu, they are just this and that. They are from Oyo State. as part of Nigeria. And they are preparing for 2023 as well. Abi, what we go do? Now them go collect the 1,000, the 2,000 we are talking about. And as we speak, the politicians that have already weaponized poverty. Somebody said, Maiyegun, with all the things you said there, Sheyi Makinde, how has that affected the lives of the people of your state? I said, well, I mean, I know that Nigeria don't cast. But if people, they pay my salary on time, that I don't have to, and people, they pay my papa pension on time, maybe at the end of the day, economically, we are managing our purchasing power, whereby at least we won't have to go and beg. And we won't have to possibly want to sell our conscience to those who give us 1,000 naira. You get what I mean? Now, if you don't have a work, if you don't have a job, right? Hungry man in that is no be joke. Forget it. Poverty is a very terrible thing. All right. Poverty steals and takes away your self-esteem. It takes away your self-respect. You don't see anything wrong in such, you know what I'm talking about. So that's what poverty can do to people. So if you don't get that, I don't know. But those who are complaining are just those who said, well, you know what I'm talking about now. Money, free money. Victoria Osai, thank you very much for your super sticker, by the way. Let me read that out. Maiyegun, the northern Nigerian politicians will be having heart attack because the South has finally woken up. Kudos to those of you who made it possible, particularly Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you very much, Victoria, for your generosity. It's kind of you. Thank you. So, meanwhile, some other people said, don't listen to them. Our promotion letter is here. Thank you, Sheyi Makinde.
These are level 70 officers. Principals on salary grade 16 going to 17, celebrating their promotion. Up GSM! Up Sheyi Makinde! Afẹ́fẹ́ làjí wa bá wa gbàdúrà fún gómìnà wa, ẹ wá bá ṣàdúrà fún gómìnà wa, ẹ bá ṣàdúrà fún gómìnà wa. Pẹ̀lú promotion tó fún wa yìí from level 16 to level 17.
A dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. Ọba tí ó fi gómìnà wa Ṣèyí Mákindé kẹwa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lákòókò yìí. Lẹ́yìn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn òjò tó ti rọ̀ tílẹ̀ ti fà mú lẹ́nu iṣẹ́ ọba tí òjò òdùnnú tó wá sú tó sì rọ̀. A dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run. A sì dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ gómìnà wa fún gbogbo akitiyan wọn lórí pé kétò ẹ̀kọ́ kó lè máa lọ síwájú. Àwa bẹ̀ Ọlọ́run ọba nínú àánú rẹ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe múnú wa dùn Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kí inú wọn bàjẹ́. Àmín. Wọ́n mú wa gòkè Ọlọ́run kó bá ní gbé wọn gòkè. Àmín. Ipò míì tó dáa ju ipò gómìnà tí wọ́n wà lọ ń bẹ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run kó bá ní fi wọ́n bẹ̀. Àmín.
Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. Those are level 16 civil servants who got their promotional letter to level 17, which means they have more money. They are happy. They are working. They are getting rewarded. The state is making more money. And the state is rewarding them. And then, the politicians are not happy. Unfortunately, you see those mama and those baba inside that room that are asking that we don't want Sheyi, we don't want you anymore. Their children, their grandchildren, they are going home with free books, free exercise books, free writing materials. They no longer pay school fees anymore. They no longer pay the PTA money that some of these children protested for under Ajirebi when he was alive. But they are inside that room. But because maybe the rice, Congo of rice, no they enter anymore. I have been there. Yeah, I know how the thing they go. So if the thing they come very well, it just takes one person to go and tell them, we are rejecting him. And they will say, yes, we are rejecting him. We are thank you. That one will be giving them the rice, preparing them and prepping them for the next election so that he can sell the number and say, I have the entire Ibadan North under my care. The people believe me. They will reject the governor. He's failed us. He's about, you know what I'm talking about. Because now them, even as all of you, they para. Fani Kayode. Some people, they thank after the successful journey, successful decampment. This is the people who welcome, what do you call it, Femi Fani Kayode. Watch. So Shena prayer we will pray now. I've been at Koboko, make we hold. I've been at the talk, make we continue the talk. I've been at all of the above. Listen, Nigeria is in a very terrible place right now, including the Nigerians themselves. But not everyone will agree, because many have chosen to just look for somebody or for something to blame as the reason or the cause of whatever they are going through. Let me tell you something. It is the way Nigeria is structured. When you have selfish, greedy citizens, you are going to have selfish, well, let me put it this way. When you have selfish, corrupt, and greedy citizens, you are going to have selfish, corrupt, and greedy leaders. When you go, this is where you're going to know where you belong to, and then give you an idea why is Nigeria always bedeviled with devil incarnate, people with stone cold hearts. It is very simple. When you have selfish, corrupt, and greedy citizens, you are going to have selfish, corrupt, and greedy leaders. You walk into an office to process a transaction, and you see a bucket of candy on the table, which you are supposed to just take one or maybe two. You opened your purse and you pack the candy inside that jar. You pack them inside your purse and you seal them up. Selfishness, greed. At that moment, you don't care about other people that will walk in that same day into that same office. Yeah? When there's a lot of it, when you are a police officer, collecting bribe after your salary, and then you see civilians in the same route complaining about time or delay, asking the conductor to pay a corrupt police officer so that they don't get delayed. When you go around, because your son, your daughter, they have tried to sit for this examination many times, 2-3 times, they have failed. There's nothing wrong with little help. Let's get somebody to sit for her so that she can go to the university and study medicine and become a doctor. A little selfishness here, a little greed here, and a little corruption here. Same goes to you, house agents. No be you build the house. It is just your job to look for the house. Then you came up with 300,000 naira commission, 300,000 naira for this, 500,000 naira deposits. No be you build the house, so a little bit of selfishness, a little bit of greed, a little bit of corruption. So when you now found yourself in position of authority, making decisions for millions, since you are selfish, since you are greedy, since you are corrupt, and always think about yourself, what kind of leader do you think you're going to make? A leader that cares? Do you think when you don't care now, you are going to care? When you are actually, when your responsibility, main responsibility is to care for millions of people without having to look at their race, tribe, religion, culture, anything. Your job. So do you get what I'm trying to say here now? So when you have all this little, you open a food eatery. Everything is expensive, of course. But are they as expensive as what you are dishing out or you are selling your wares? A little corruption here, a little greed here, and a little selfishness here lead to a greedy, selfish, and corrupt country. It's up to you. What kind of citizen are you? Why do you think they took away all your rights? Did you sell them off? Or they are just the replicas of you? Like I have been saying, when you look at those who claim to be in power, and you look at those who are outside the power, you see that gap is a massive gap. So it is now up to you, where you see those who are on this side and those on this side. You have those not in power on this side. You have those in power on this side. Let's use the phrase right side, left side. The reason why Nigeria is Nigeria is because those who are on this side, right side, are waiting for their turn to be on the left side so that they can be looking at those on the right side too. It is a catch-22, a rat race. Let's go back to it again. The right side, the left side. If you look at both sides critically, you will realize that on the left side, there is nothing right. On the right side, there is nothing left. Do you want me to explain that? The situation of Nigeria today, with every other thing I've told you from the beginning of this broadcast, we can put it into two places, which is practically, or should we say, a class war. The people you have on the left side, they are the reflection of the people on the right side. The people on the left side are those who are holding power. The people on the right side are those they have taken everything from. But some of them are hoping that someday, they will be on the left side, holding power, taken from the people on the right side. So, left side, right side. When you look at these two demographic presentation, those who want to claim one Nigeria, as always, on the left side, nothing is right. Policy, security, economy, leadership, commerce, education, healthcare, infrastructure, foreign affairs, protection, human rights, name it. Nothing is right. On the right side, where the majority are, nothing is left. Their liberty, self-esteem, self-confidence, rightful thinking, logical thinking, and every other thing that makes them human have been taken away from them. Does that make any sense to you? Now, when you get to that stage, you don't build on false hope. It is a rat race. Yes, you can go on and be a councillor. Yes, you can go on and be a local government chairman. Of course, you can become a commissioner. Whatever you choose to become will determine your level of what side you are. But trust me, it all comes back to the same thing. BLLB. Boshelo Loshebo. Nigeria is done for. If you have an opportunity to choose a battle, choose the one that you are indeed you can associate with, you can connect with. We have the Yorubas asking for the control of our lives. We are doing it every way we understand of doing it. We are gaining a lot of traction and a lot of ground. Yes, we are. If you want a Biafra, these are great men and women who have paid a lot of prices for you to know that choosing a battle with those who are ready to die for what they believe in than you who choose to die for something you don't even have a clue about. They've taken everything away from you. It's up to you where you think you belong. The reason why you always have that corrupt, greedy, and selfish leadership is because many of you are greedy, you are selfish, and you are corrupt. And that is why it is easier for you to indeed choose your own oppressors. In Nigeria, remember I told you, when you look at the people individually, you will realize that people, majority of them, they don't really hate oppression. They don't hate corruption. They don't hate all this madness going on. They are just not happy that they are not the ones doing them. But before they will become them, they have chosen their oppressors differently. Again, whatever we choose to fight for, let it be worthwhile. Let it worth it. And if your fight is one Nigeria, okay, good luck with that. Let's see how long that's going to last. But the earlier you know, the earlier the better, to know that Nigeria is not for you. And the scavengers, the scroungers, the pickpocket, the freeloaders, all these guys that are living rent-free right there are the beneficiary, not you. And you can choose your battle to support those who have come out boldly to say, yes, we deserve better. And if you are waiting for your disappointment before you choose, I hope that disappointment won't be that one that you will be paying with your life. It is scary, but it is possible. Good luck. Today's survivors. Let me put it this way. You see, yesterday's survivors, they are today's victims. Today's survivors, they are tomorrow's victims. And as Nigerians are living for the day, for day by day to day, I hope I won't have to use your own story as an example among of those who thought Nigeria would still save them. But it was too late before they realized it. I will round it up here and thank you for listening to me tonight. So, if you are watching me on YouTube right now, I've got over 2,000 of us as usual on YouTube. You can give me that thumb up now, just before you go. Tomorrow is when I'm going to take some calls. Hopefully, we'll have enough time to do that. But as we speak, let them be scared. Let them run around. Let them run riot. Their fear and every other thing that is now haunting them, they brought it upon themselves. The liberation of those they have fraudulently continued to attach to themselves, the people of the Middle Belt, We are breaking that hold. We are breaking that tightness. And trust me, it's a matter of time. They have every reason to begin to see themselves as part of southern Nigeria rather than part of this Sharia north. Let them keep the 12 states that are Sharia states in the north. And let those who want to part away with them, like southern Kaduna, let them cut out that small part of that that Kaduna. Let them keep it. But we have to continue to tell people why they have to. Once we have the numbers, right? Mm-hmm. You and I will talk more about it when that time comes. So thank you so much to every one of you. My friends, every one of you that always turn up every now and then, especially on YouTube. Those of you who took your time to go onto my YouTube channel to subscribe, thank you. That is where it is really happening, by the way. However, my members, I've got these great people who are actually members of Maiyegun's Diary Politico YouTube. You can be a member too. You see that $sign beside your comment section. If you tap it, it will show you what level of membership you can be. Trust is all about supporting Maiyegun. I've got friends who also do a lot just to support Maiyegun. And thank you for your time. Remember, don't leave this conversation without subscribing and without liking the video before you go. I hope I see you some other time. You should all have a good night. Bye-bye.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. Maiyegun ti dé. Bíjó ìgbádùn yẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. Maiyegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń darí bá. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. Maiyegun ti dé. Òkúra olóṣèlú. Maiyegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn àjò. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Kì máa yí ṣeré. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré. Ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o. Ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.